na the program where they give you the use where they happen all about na the country.
Inside we use, we go take you text, Facebook and WhatsApp message. You complain where you go send as letter to the producer. We dey announce about things them working loss and plenty more.
We are there all about na the country. But you self help for being the use that you area.
We use the original program where they give you updates.
Where use? You get use?
Yes, I got use.
Where use? You get use? Yes, from Bulem, I get use. Well, I'm for welcome to our program. We use the program where they bring the information come to you. I know say you then are also outside this country, you want for take part. And the only way for do that, now for looking at the screen, the number we see on the left, you can use them for text. Please, not call. Use them for text. It will be your voice, my voice. Inside the program today, we go bring one hit and a gun government vehicle. Well, of course, one person lost in life around the area. Well, man the noise concerned over the state of Aberdeen Fire Force. We'll bring on that. An allegation of illegal eviction from one house. We will show at the area. And the new acting director of traffic, well, he explained more how, of course, the strategy we're going to use. And Godwin's community always concerned over one culvert and the call for help. So we go bring on all that. This and more plus all other things at the program we use Mina than Mosiri. Well, I'm going to take a break and join with sponsors.
Sierra Leone Commercial Bank, a leading financial services provider, delivering value to all stakeholders.
Now me back, now you back, now we back. Salon Commercial Bank. Now me back, now you back, now we back. Salon Commercial Bank. Salon Commercial Bank. Now the People's Bank.
People's Bank.
Oh yeah.
Sure.
Salon Commercial Bank. Delivering value.
Delivering value.
We dey drive customer success.
For sure.
Insist on excellence. Integrity and commitment. Now that we stand for. Creating a climate of openness and trust. Personal values. Count on us.
You can count on us.
Team ethic. For sure. Count on us. Now we back. Now you back. Now we back. Salon Commercial Bank.
Delivering value.
I do.
I want to know the good news. I want to tell you about the cheapest data offer in Salon today. Now we network with 400 news, you get 3 megabytes. And these are the cheapest in this country.
Orange don't give me 5 megabytes for 450 news. When double pass what you talk so.
What in?
But do no can lie per winner.
But you get 75 megabytes, where they go for 8,250 news. And these are the cheapest you can get.
Uncle. Orange again 90 megabytes for just 8,400 euros. Where boku pass waiting in the talk so.
But you get 3 megabytes, where they go for 4,250 euros.
No come boy safe yo. No come boy safe yo.
What in?
Orange they give 65 megabytes for just 4,500. Me say they come me bongo so right now.
But we get 5 gig, where they go for 200,000 euros.
Orange gets 6 gigabytes for the same 200,000 euros.
Yes.
What did they tell me? With Orange, I dey enjoy right now.
Yes.
Now live video. I the watch tonight.
Yeah, tell us, sure.
Oh dear, now the phone will get an orange SIM. So that's
Because Boku with Orange for cheap one. In fact, now almost for nothing. This now other big move where Orange don't make. The one they will like for Falamakata, make them Falamakata back no.
Dial star 800 ash for begin the enjoyment.
Orange. It's all about what matters to you.
Orange.
All right, now so we go begin. One for being on this hit and run government vehicle around Jue area where make one person die. Well, we man Tilly Williams been there around and send this for you.
Bashir Sharif, I'm the chairman SLPP from Washington Metro chapter, but we don't carry out one for help with the process. Then a million region this today. Cleaning they go on fine. 2 vehicles they come from Freetown, I don't intercept them. From when I take it easy. Surprisingly, 1 vehicle come on Hilux, when a government vehicle, it come on from Waterloo end. Even though they try for intercept them, it can with full speed. One of the men them who been get the megaphone, they sensitize people then, he kill her right on the spot. He not even get mine for Tinam. He run away.
Okay, so you not for see these people in number?
No, what happened, I called the other group members, they don't intercept the vehicle now in Calbata. They said the vehicle then are police right now and the driver. Very frustrating indeed.
Okay, where them bangers today? He died on the spot, sir?
He died on the spot. Now one of the youth members, he got a megaphone today. Now they announce, sensitize people then about cleaning. This guy come out from the street here, he went for crossover. This guy come out from Waterloo. Full speed 90 miles an hour. You go believe that? He killed her right on the spot. He not even to now. He run away go.
Okay, sir. Then we imagine this kind of where this man do. Other people immediately now. This man for right
no, he before killed over 20 or more. So I really want the government to take action. The new direction where the government they take, talk about, this is where we need to set precedent. People that are, you know, they don't really get control over things. Discipline in lack in this country. That's one thing where we really need to implement here. How comes you go 90 miles an hour if 40 or more people that before there, if before kill them all today?
We made a cleaner, I clean them with a cleaner. But actually, them you don't see after 12. But that motorcar we come, where they come, really we don't see people even for low down in speed. But the speed we take over and at least we come, you know, check. You understand? Mistakenly I bang that body. But actually I drive at fault.
All right, that's the one hit and run government vehicle we kill 1 person. Well, Mandinoga is concerned over the state of the Aberdeen Fire Force. Well, for look inside there, we will join Lucian Ganda.
My name is Maury Albert Fodi. In Aberdeen, with me and Mr. Yusuf Cham, we all get property in the Aberdeen area. Me in a leisure lodge, then Cham in a Cham Hotel. So we get firehouse near Winayasu. But we decide, say, we want to know if, how then they get them water, if any fire accident be in Winayasu. We go to the firehouse, we meet the people that within the day, they will ask them, we tell them, we ask them, they say, how then they get water if fire accident be? The accident be how they report the fire. And they say, now, feast, then they go get water. The fire truck in up there, then I get for go all the way in Abu Fus for go get water. So this now concern we.
I talked to the fire chief on the phone. I exercised my concern then. I see, end up complaining several times to government or the city council or something for me to help out with fire hydrant and then fire stations. They said they're not able to get an answer. Now I say, well, what you don't do since then? They say, well, he don't train down, he just don't wait. Now I say, well, it's best for you to resign from that position. Because if fire station day, fire truck in up day, and we not get away forget water day when fire don't be. We don't get about 5 fire there in Aberdeen. Where the fire station, the fire truck, they can't late. And in fact, they can't they say water don't done. You not get water, then get for go back na Kihama Road for go refill. Now I tell and say, that is wrong. But it has to be corrected. What you will do, I will talk to my colleague, that will fair way how for address that situation. They made a help in Aberdeen. Me na Yusuf Cham again. Na me na the proprietor of Cham Beach Hotel na Aberdeen Day.
All right, now I come back to you. Now that this now is situation and it looks serious because this particular area, they attract a lot of people, especially during weekends. You know, is there any, because when you don't come, you don't raise this kind of point. Will I get any suggestion where can alter this kind of negative situation?
Well, me, I know say in front of Radisson Hotel, I know say there be no lay pipe will come up from Lumley, come in a Radisson Hotel, can a Cape Sierra Hotel, can a Bintumani Hotel. We have a very big pipe where I feel say water for the inside. But if they can say water no they inside them pipe, then they say we can suggest say they can even dig well in front of that place for let them get water. Because this Aberdeen area where we talk so is very important. Even with sitting president nowadays, retired Brigadier Julius Mandabio, now they then swear in. Any important thing where they can in this country, now they in the beginning. This kind of place here, they not get fire, they get firehouse, they not get fire hydrant, they not get water. If water, they need water pass, they get for going to blue fish. I think the government for know about this.
Even the private sector self.
The private sector
they drive now, they say, yeah, plenty. All right, so you subscribe to this, you know, this water well business, is possible?
That's right. It's possible because I talked to the fire chief again. Now I say, how about the cheapest way for get water? Well, now water well. How far you don't go with that? Now I say, even though the industry start for think about time, now I say it's an emergency. Not just what you start for think about. So I tell with them and talk, now I hang up the phone, he accuse me, say, I want to be personal. Now I say, no. I just try for protect me and all the people that were there around Aberdeen, they property them and themselves. I say because you know call fire station for can help, they take them about an hour or two for candy, and by the time they can, they not get water, so they get for go Kihama Road for get water. Then by the time they can, the fire don't burn the host don't burn down or whatever don't boil. And as I say again, we've had about 4, 5, 6 occasions in Aberdeen Day within the year where fire don't destroy all their property then day. Recently, na Aberdeen Market, they can't day when the fire don't destroy the place down. How we go sit down and just they look, all man they accept, we not go accept that.
Thousands of people then, they can at this beach area every day. May God forbid, fire accident be. How them people are go there? How they go do for hot them kind of fire?
It will be disastrous.
It could be.
Because tell you they go book field till they come, other motorcar and then I road they fly, you don't get helicopter. I don't know. Anyway.
Alright, well, what for being like this? This one na allegation where somebody can say they illegally a victim from the host where they nobody no can show any paper or even remind themselves or inform them. Well, this young man, of course, got a picture of all these things will happen. One for long and listen to him.
Mina Victoria Sanko. Na Samela Fraser na inga this compound here. Yes. So, but then the people that would be there, we didn't court. So the so when they pull there, they be fights back. When they fights back, now they go to police. So the police they come, now they say na the place. Now the police they say they all man go with the document long years back, over 10 years. So now the police they say let all man go with the documents and police. Now me mama with we go to police, we go with the document. They say go with the documents, but then a paper they been get. And the police they say Samela Fraser and me mama now get this place here we be non by. Yes. But the people there we can pull we so now them be dead. Yes. So when they pull we now them be dead, they can't dead unlawfully because the mommy not be dead tongue. So they can't dead, they say they buy the place to us. Go to enter be paper. Now the policeman a blow candle. He said, "Well, he said, "I get the illegal paper." When he said, "I get the illegal paper," I say, "He did a 5 meter off." He said, "Me they don't come around there." He did 5 meter and they pull it. Don't have over 10 years, 5 years. Today we wake in the morning, they don't ever invite to our court. They don't ever serve we pay leave paper. We wake in the morning, now in the car they say they come up pay leave 2 Monday. They say they come up pay leave a court order. Now we say, well, give we own court of order. We read and they don't give it. Okay, read all we read, they don't read that for. They don't even pay scan and do much for say and from court. They enter inside a place, they things they are doing. They people things they are doing. Now we call the mommy. Oh, call the mommy. Now the mommy say, "Selo left there, no church, nothing." The mommy will get in place. I mean, la phrase. Yes, Selo no argue with them, no talk nothing, no fete. No left them. They do the things they are doing. Just left them. Yes. So that's what they do. All we things there. They not giving notice. They not invite to our court.
Alright, now so beyond that, one for bringing on this again, the new acting director of traffic, he explained the intervention, the strategy, of course, where then they use. So we man Jetel send this for you.
Chief Superintendent of Police YSLC, the new acting director of traffic. Well, in the first place, I want to give a lot of thanks to the predecessor, AIG Johnson, for the good work we've done over the years. I don't come, what I don't see is like an apparent influx of commercial bike riders into the CBD area. I don't see that. Then, of course, I don't also observe the drivers, particularly drivers, they drop halfway.
Halfway. Okay.
Yes.
Yeah, and this halfway business is very serious.
They complete destination.
Yeah.
They drop halfway, and this now corruption and you know good for the passengers. They discomfort them. So now some of them challenge their way. I don't see where I don't come. Briefly as at the helm of the traffic management.
Why don't begin start from meet on the riders them, meet with the riders them, and also the drivers them.
Well, what's in that put in place with the administration is that. I want to continue to give the traffic management a kind of a human face.
Okay.
I know I let them see we as enemies. If we work as a team, we also work as partners in development. You know, because this community policing don't do a lot of good for the nation. So we decided, you know what, we need to call the executive of the various sectors there, go sit down, discuss the issues there, and provide solutions. So now that's what they do. I don't get meeting with the executive of the Okada drivers. I don't get meeting with the OKK.
Okay.
Yes. I don't get meeting with the motor driver senior. I don't get meeting with people who matter in the society working for do with transportation management.
Okay.
I don't tell you no certain times they therefore come together so that we'll work as one. So let them tell them drivers them, let them tell them riders them, let them enter the CBD.
Okay.
Let them tell them drivers and say when they see if you come out from Waterloo, come now, Shell, if you complete your destination. You know, for drop passengers halfway. Because if you do that, that's corruption. If you do that, they don't will let you.
Okay.
So they said of grip and that. In fact, within the happen now, we get this what we call pack-to-pack sensitization of the bike riders.
Okay.
So when they go down do all this, after this sensitization, familiarization, consultation, anybody who will grab now will charge for court, they're not going to blame me.
Okay.
They will not say, book that who will get the mandate for do.
Okay.
And we don't ready for do.
Well, that's the new acting director of traffic. We'll talk about the intervention strategy. Well, one for bringing at this, the Godrich community, they raise concern over one culvert, and then they call people them, then they can help them. Well, we on Jetel been there again, and send this for we.
People in an accident, so the entire Funkia community, people in the call on, of course, the government, SLIA, and other road company never go see the feet for just can't fix on this particular one.
So they had to master, I mean, at the Charlie, the Godrich market.
Okay.
2 years they get now, so where rain they come, yeah, the water all they flow, they kick. Even at times they get cut off. Motoka they get way for enter. Then the call back be don't cut under. We come, the drivers union they will come combine with them. Then we turn her over. Under don't plead. Then on top of we turn in back don't plead. So now the problem this whole they account in this rainy season if they not help we, it go be problem for we now. Because right now water not get passage. the gutter dey all on floor. The past cleaning back wey dem been give we for Dunaya wey UNDP dem been give we. We still try back for this call back to work. We try to but they don't able to amend the problem.
Okay.
But we dey get the cleaning and like when una don't cancel, una don't cancel, we dey cry for let una help we not go able to amend there. And now in the season they cancel.
Okay.
We get lots of people out there inside. Una see the community, like how the cleaning don't go today. Una see the kind of dirty we put. The trucks there where they enter past 10, we pull dirty inside.
Okay.
So still if una not help we are the same thing go occur back.
Sheikh Ufona Eliasakis.
Okay.
God is Shabita. Well, this side, you say I see the cleaning you know, so you manage to get people for cleaning with the but this side they be difficult. And yeah, we say we try for sale there any local organization who can help we for them put culverts here. This pipe here they don't turn on once, and turn it don't turn on so back make 210.
Okay.
So all side don't damage panel. So like could they cry on any organization who can make we say get culverts here. Yeah, na culverts to answer. We say we get for volunteer for do the work.
So I go for work.
Yes, so we do the work.
Alright, now so beyond that, one for bringing on this health corner, one 19-year-old lady, they call for justice and they call again made a system. Well, Nandewa Toronka been talked to him, and this is it.
I'm not Tabangua, and I born in Kambia district, some children, and they are born so I involved by accident. So after I decided to come SMBC for my encounter to Bono, Philip, they will help me for justice and they will help me back within the kind condition. And I can be again accident. I be there pattern bike, I dey come, so one taxi man be parked na road. So as one pass with the bike, so now you open the one and the street pass. So just come meet up with the bike, so now the motor pass me, I go for on a street. So the trailer be back out at 12. I just can ride on my foot. Now it pass. So they smash me on 2 foot and cut me on 2 foot. So from that time there, now they go to me na Cambia, a big hospital. So when they put me in, they out me na come out and I be admit. And just 8 months ago, so beside June 22nd, and then the accident they happened there 8 months ago now. So from that time, the man who did this accident, it's the man who did this accident. From that way, because they be olam na Cambia, so they only mutuka, na they olam. So they olam, so now they find that money when I 5. So they be call that money in a hospital. When they call that money in a hospital, now tell them say I need to own the money. I say because right now my life story don't go back. I say because I can't start life one not be no, one not sabi. I can't face it from you one not know. Me na new by this problem. I say how come this man they can't give 5 million? All the money don't spend at hospital. Now over 10 million will spend at hospital. He go all 5 million in counter. And the man a rich man, but he not just want to take care of me. He not get time. He need to call. He no want. And me I come up from poor family. The man don't get papa. He don't die many years ago. So my mama, I don't get nothing. My brother will take care of me, back no get. Now, Abacha and I did get can take care of me now. So I just now take an illegal board. So the case they right now. But this man, I just wanted the answer with the government, legally, but the answer. If Nadal money is supposed to give me with this kind of condition. What is this man you say? I name Allergic Pitu. I need justice. I need them back up me for my able to fight this case. At least when this man will do for me something where they will courage me life. This man will satisfy me again, but at least they do for me something where they will courage myself small. Nothing I will do nothing for myself. Passport he will help me. Somebody they right now they was you want to help you. How they will get you? You contact me na my number. When I 077 20 21 54.
Alright, well, now so beyond that, one for being on this, the Child Welfare Society Sierra Leone, we join on with Lead World Global and a story campaign. Don't all one summit for girl picking in Afriton. Well, this summit under the main talk, Her Voice, Our Future. Then we arrange them for over 60 picking them from different kids club them all about now the country. This creates a chance for let them girl picking who not full grown yet tell the story to other girl picking them and for let them get strength and raise awareness as they try for faith among the boy picking them we not full grown yet. So Iba Samoa have been talked to the Executive Director of Child Welfare Sierra Leone, Moses Mambu.
I'm the Executive Director for Child Welfare Society Sierra Leone. We organize the National Hastoi Summit. The National Hastoi Summit and the platform also will bring Gal Pikine across the country. We have over 600 Gal Pikine hold on today from all the 16 districts in this country for can discuss about stories and how we will document the story and for exchange. How we use the Gal Pikine story, their voice, their own input into, for example, the free education where the government can with. How we go use their story, then voice them for ensure they give you their own ideas. How we tackle teen pregnancy, early marriage. How we go use their story, then voice them for ensure we effect change at community level. How we go use their stories, then voice them, Gal Pikine stories, then voice them for ensure we effect change at their own household level. Because most of the time, the Gal Pikine, why they can go astray, they lack information, they lack knowledge. So this summit can create a platform which Gal Pikine can get enough information, and that information it will help them for avoiding the pregnancy, it will help them for avoid early marriage, it will help them for also to give their parents information on things and way for protect Gal Pikine, things and like we hold them not for good school, things and like we want to give them out in marriage early. The Gal Pikine will able for the educate them parents. This summit also creates a platform inside the Gal Pikine that they engage to themselves, experience sharing between themselves, so that their experiences and the experience of Gal Pikine and Kenema different from the experience of Gal Pikine and Makini. They also different from the experience of Gal Pikine and Kono in Western area. So we bring a blend of all the one and they make here the national face that they able to learn a lot from each other. So now that one day this summit they create, and you don't think they don't achieve it today. They also they create a platform inside they meet with policy makers. You see the director of teen pregnancy, children's commission, director of children, director of Ministry of Social Welfare.
Okay, well, that's so beyond that. One for bringing on this, the Tawopane Traders Union done the 2017 financial AGM. Well, Wilman JTEL get this story for you.
Mr. Isa Bangura, and the current chairman of Tawopane Traders Cooperative Union. 118 for
all right, now we soon get annual meeting today. Tell me what now the important.
Today we what we call AGM, then annual general meeting. What we do any year. So today now we observe the members for we can give them a financial report. All which happen for the whole of 2017.
All right, so you will give tips of waiting, what are the good things and the challenges, and also what the turn up fight against.
The good thing of it, at least we see small improvements as compared to 2016 AGM we make. But like this year, the financial reports give a lot of profit we able together than last year, and not to losses. Because if not losses, now it will be a problem for you, but not to losses. Now good thing for you, but we make more profit than 2016. So at least that is a good thing for me. The challenges them is not kill. Anything we want to do, we get for face challenges them. Okay. But on the mere fact that we would at least resolve them, that is okay for me.
Alright, well now the words are open. First of all, I know what I mean.
But I open a team word where it be say all they come together, all will serve for development. And that's open. Okay.
And so beyond that, after 20 years, salon again, done again cleaning. Well, SLBC will go fed out how people accept that a different community and waiting actually they think what's the Saturday cleaning. Chile Williams.
My name is Abubakar Kamara. Okay, Mr. Abubakar, how you feel today when cleaning today this country?
Well, I feel good because since morning I've been in charge of Standard Street. Since morning, we do every week. And as you see, how we go through the car now, so the car and people in the car with large amounts of dirty out. And you see, a very nice way to car with this kind of idea.
My name is Patricia Sway. I want to say to family, not so because of them say this cleaning here, so you go keep the dirty behind your house. You keep and say you not pay clean salon. When they say clean, you go pull what's in pan, what's in bucket, what's in bed. You bring and come. Then at the end of the day, look what they throw in at the ground.
I mean, Honorable Musa Lahai. Okay. No, I feel very happy today because freedom without dirty, even the quantity we saw to map, kaka, but put in every day. But today we're glad the place don't clean. It don't really feel bad.
starting of a new direction.
All right, this new direction is a continuation process.
Oh, this is an ongoing. We organization, they call our Movement for Poverty Alleviation, with over 500 who don't volunteer, not only for month end. Every Saturday now, we go for the street for make we ensure the government dream for this cleaning and the new direction will be achieved.
I'm Dwight ZK Sheriff. I'm the sub-zone supervisor for this particular zone here where this will take place now. But entirely this is zone 1. A very good on the side of the government, and it's a laudable venture where the government obviously don't extend the time for this cleaning exercise become a success. That we don't be worried because if we don't pull the dirty in our gutter or in our areas or don't put on our streets, then the vehicular movement for them one way or the other hinder the collection of them garbage there to the deposit point. But thank God now the time don't extend. I believe say the people of this country want let the particular western area urban clean, and they're really happy because they see say the garbage now where they get at the compound and at the gutters there, now they will declare now where they be done deposit at the street there to be done beside at the final point for them garbage there. Okay,
All right, we'll take a break, a short one. We'll come back. We'll go inside the second half of the program. Well, welcome back to the program. We use, well, each time for Sandy Hook and let's see. All right, formula, the person I see on screen, the name na Aminata Iyamide Bansare, the manager taxpayer services, registration and education policy at the National Registration Authority, NRA. Well, Aminata, tell formula do.
Thank you, Dan Moss. Formula una ado.
All right, una been there on una debt collection drive. So what are the position now?
The National Revenue Authority, we are the body, we get the sole mandate for collect all government corporate in this country. They about on another debt collection drive. We go about for ensure say all other government corporate in the form of tax, fines and fees for ensure say they pay their money there. So we government need for fund in development activities. As of last week, we in the 30th of April, we began with deadline for the annual income tax return. We in a paper we all who that they do business or who that they earn income, you need for submit annual income tax returns. And what really can happen is that at the start of the year, all businesses you the same way to call an annual estimate. From that estimate, they look and assess yourself as a business until we say, okay, this year na so many turnover get for B. And from that turnover, you will get tax we get for pay every quarter, the 15th of March, the 15th of June, 15th of September, and the 15th of December. So where you don't pay them money, then at the end of the year, we get 180 days, now the 30th of April, for submit your annual returns, when I need to tell you exactly how your business do for that year. So if you be say you make profit, you get for pay NRA or get government money, you need for make sure say you pay that money day on the 30th of April. Well, if you get lost again, we get another arrangement for that. But that deadline they don't pass, but we still want to encourage all who that no say they may suppose for don't submit the annual income tax return for send them to the NRA, and also if they need for make any payment or make that payment, because of course we get punishment or penalty for people we actually not make them payments in the. And we also get last week again we also get the deadline for the goods and services tax in our GST. We in a tax we businesses that we get a turnover of 350 million they register and collect on behalf of government. and the tax of course na 15%, so they charge on goods and services. So all who that me don't collect money for the period of March, end of April, you be supposed to send that returns, and if you get for make payment, for make that payment day. So now the thing that they will get last week, and we still encourage all who that know say it not be done send in GST tax returns, it not be done send in income tax returns, for make sure say they send their returns then day. And at the same time, we also want for encourage family, the one that we as of next week, the 15th of this month, we also get the deadline for the PAYE, we not the pay as you earn tax. We all who that way they work, as long as they pay you salary or employment income, the way they work to get for cut that money they from your salary, and when they cut them from your salary, that person they will employ you need for pay that money to NI, and it's supposed to pay them 15 days after the end of the month. And next week, when at the 15th of May, now the deadline for the pay as you earn tax. And also we get the deadline again for the withholding tax. We na tax for anybody we na contractor or you receive commission of an amount of 500,000 loans. You supposed to deduct 5.5%. That if you na a businessman way or person way na supplier we na local, and also 10.5% for people who are foreigners them or when are foreign businesses them. So next week, when at the 15th of May, now the deadline also for the taxes there. So the National Revenue Authority wants for encourage taxpayers for ensure say they pay them taxes there. So the NRA no go for them pandemic. So now that's where they pan so far.
All right. Okay. So when we go on for ask the rationale behind this, we when I saw Timaptanga now for collection of debt, is it that another money or what's happening?
Well, of course, I guess we all aware, say, as the government mentioned, the new government mentioned when it came that we really need money in the country. And of course, not all time we need for go bigger to people. There are times we need for generate with domestic revenue. For let government able for fund some of the activities there. We want light, we want water, we want good road, we want good facilities in our country. And if government need for doing things, it need money. And also we go get the money now through taxes. So we always done the try for encourage people and for engage the taxpayers. I mean, this sort of a new drive. We always done the go about for sensitize taxpayers and for encourage them, because in tax administration we always get a two-pronged approach way. We get for use the carrot and the stick. We need for buy taxpayers to some extent, engage them and understand waiting at some of the challenges they make themselves know waiting at some of their obligations, waiting at the right, and waiting they expect from where as a tax authority, so that they were able for voluntary pay their tax and comply to their tax obligations. So we regularly don't engage taxpayers and for make sure say they pay their taxes then, because governments need their money then for the fund in development activities. All right,
so Cabinet, talk about PAYE. People have been free to say government workers and cut the money in the street. Now, you want to see everybody, whether private worker, everybody for pay?
Well, we don't get a mechanism there where you go say anybody can just cut tax from somebody, but basically for businesses that we established, we get a tax identification number. As long as you get to command them, we pay about 500,000. You need for ensure say you cut the tax from them salary and pay them to NRA.
But somebody say really the taxation very high, where they charge, they take, especially the PAYE from people away they work with government, they pay so high, and then we don't get something like tax return at this country.
Well, we go gradually get aside, but as I say, government really need the revenue, and we know we say the taxes they get high. Comparatively, if you look now other countries themselves, until we even better off compared to other countries them around the world. But we know reach at that stage there for manage we resources them. We know each at that stage where governments be able for after they don't collect taxes them from salaried workers for give them back. But as I say, we need the revenue. Government need the revenue. Government need for funding activities them. And if we don't get them money, then it will be difficult for the government funding activities unless alone better for we.
So they're going to show compliance.
Of course, we try for engage the one the way we know say they owe the NRA, we owe government money. We regularly they talk with them and for make sure say they pay the taxes they do. And the one the way they make guys, we they kind of prove difficult for we get tools that we can use. We get penalties then we can go, we can after we do several correspondence system, we can go about, we lock the shop, we can even seize the account or even prevent somebody from even travel if you decide not to pay your tax. So we get different measures they would use, but as I say, we always want we don't want for let people see the bad face of NRA. We always want for engage people and for let them know, because there are times some man can want for comply, but it's just that sometimes you don't understand how to go about sometimes you don't know say for do certain things that you don't know in deadline or when if for do certain things. So now that make we they go out regularly with the kind of the public, like this platform. We send out public notices. We can even engage the taxpayers on one-on-one basis for understand waiting at some of them constraints, waiting at some of them challenges them. And also we tell them what we expect from them, so that when they understand some of them things and they will easily comply with the tax obligations then.
So from when I begin this debt collection, when I get a positive result? Of
course, we definitely don't get a very positive response from the taxpayers them. On an average, they collect like 13 billion per day, and the amount constantly they increase. So, it's a good initiative. And as I say, not only all attendees, the NRA don't take upon some of their issues there. So, we regularly don't go about and talk to people or go after people away or NRA. It's just that there are times we not can make them public. But if we can remember last year or sometime last year, of course, with the NRA get some pressmen who will go about to some businesses, they will close them down, and it was over the year we really publicize them. But notwithstanding that, we can regularly they go after people in way or the NRA or government money for ensure say they pay their taxes they with you.
All right, okay, I will hold you there first. I'll come back to you, but then we just want to turn the microphone to we viewers and listeners so that they separate their voice. Well, the first one I get here, so this say let the soul of that person wait and bang rest in peace. This one I say, please will use say help we pass this message. Say the code of dressing. Please, sister them, think for the first month. Well, from concerned citizens, I say first month in Kenya, we'll talk about code of dressing now. Anyway, they say that driver is heartless. They say he bang and kill somebody. Then in a week, we'll make the law deal with him properly from Samuel and Akolia, 11 Mill Street, back of Eastern Police. They say NIA, all the one them we get for Peuna, now for call, they name them, now them taxi also, then get for pay the civil servant them from Musa Moiwo, na Kincham. This other one, they say, we used to say, good evening, say, Duya, that pump on Sapila Road, say one man go to that day, they get a 500,000 for gallon. We don't know if na Kuma put a day or not from Marian, na Sapila Road. They say job well done to the way you team for one of the bring with the news from Kalamu, na Passiva Street. They say we're glad for the cleaning Saturday, but there is study, not high with the minister order, number 1, from concerned citizen. They say that must say, dirty run away. Say kudos to His Excellency Bio. Say we hope, say this cleaning will continue from Pamomoke na Jue. They say Aminata, the one way not can pay, waiting una can do. Well, Aminata, at this, you not tell if you're going to listen to her. Well, one for bringing the WhatsApp message, but then this one again say, do you always say, them for try see, but that call what's the na funkia. This one say, do you have the accident at Jue? If you have a need for let a discipline seriously, this is a man so someone at Goldrich College White Pole. They say, well, we use the acting director don't talk fine. But the halfway, if he can put stop to that, he go fine. They say, thank you to the new traffic control, the driver them, they get bad habits. Say they can treat passenger them. Do as a control the lawless driver them. Yeah, this na Shida too. They say I can't imagine fire force na Aberdeen they can book fields for can't get water for put up fire. Make what they put just come out from concerned citizen. They say illegal and frustrated foresee the lawless way out driver and they behave, kill innocent people. Grandma Bobson Kama, Jubail, Momo Drive. They say no wonder where fire force they always late for reach na fire disaster site. Do you have our government una tinap triangle? This other one, they say Sackwood Street dirty, don't block road. Say one government for come help. Abraham CC 43 Sackwood Street. They say thank you to the two gentlemen them for the concern over the fire force in Aberdeen. Say make them dig well and preserve the water so that they will avoid embarrassment from the public. They say transport fare from Kent to Waterloo ridiculous, 6,000 euros, while Waterloo to Bombay na 2,500 euros. This a ridiculous concern citizen. Got one card na we of course na the national ID. The person name na Amadou Jallo. Amadou Jallo, you dey Kabbalah, but if you dey free on your ID card here, so don't forget for can take them. One show na this bag. This bag we don't get am since last week. Somebody forget am na keke. But anyway, I don't want to tell you exactly what's inside this bag. But if you see this bag, you know say na you go say, yes, na me get that bag there. Then you can tell me now, waiting and waiting inside this bag. And then that's how we go open them and we confirm if what you say not true. This black bag since last week, somebody bring them, but it gets something inside, way of national interest. We're not going to tell you. You can tell me what's in the inside. All right, we continue with the program. One for bringing this missing child, it is now at the Ministry of Social Welfare, Gender and Children's Affairs and Custody. Well, Nandewa Toronka been talked to the welfare officer.
Mohamed Ba, social worker, Minister of Social Welfare. Yes, he's speaking Abscom home from Saturday, he's in Antibita. So in Antibita, Mironawekana Street, one concerned citizen Holam. Today, Monday, I report on the FSU in Englandville. So FSU in Englandville referred to me.
So in any case, that would not come as minister.
We can display the NIA and try to trace the custodians. We will amend the problem, we will amend that, we will unify the picking back with the biological parent and wherever they did. But for now, in the interim, with the Krangon and Entry Care Center, we provide shelter and food for them until we do the tracing.
We don't see this thing don't become a norm. Any day picking a loss, picking a loss. As minister, we don't advise to parents and people who can get picking for men.
We advise this, you don't go countrywide. We direct ourselves, we don't go to media houses, then they sensitize parents, then out, and some child protection officers, they go out and sensitize parents. Then. If you deal with the best person for picking and biological parents, then mama and papa, and they're the best people there for picking. If you want help any picking, let it day to your mama and village day. We send any support we get for them. You go there, mama will watch her and then take care of her. Then you go take her from upline, they count her with the sensei, they can put her in school, we cannot put her in school, get a mark. And we might treat away, to Mama born the best you can do, you can run away go on the street. And we know which are the danger within the street.
All right, this is the one girl picking way of Kovan. It come all the way Yelboya, and it come Friton. But Sabi, I think it's the first time this year before can see how Friton look like. But then we see outside it anyway. One for women and the Environmental Protection Agency. They said we join on Tigi and cleaning. We on Jetel. Send this for you.
My name is Mrs. Jackie Jallo, I'm the Executive Chair for the Environmental Protection Agency. Obviously, a clean environment, the health, they take away plenty things from people them. So we welcome any environment work, they ultimately benefit the people. Exercises, we don't start off from yesterday. We don't say what we do now, and the more common exercise. People they promote, they come, they support the government initiative, and that's make this a community for support this activity. Yesterday and again today. Choose and get for change. You get for understand, say, when salon better, it better for all. When sickness come out, sickness, you don't get party, you don't get region, you don't get section. So such if sick day, it will affect everybody. But we really minimize the amount of sick way within the country. That make our once make all man join hand, we are going.
All right. Well, we are for bringing this. We go bring of course, Pavifort, then Sef, being joining Tigi one for clean the city, especially in the west end of Freetown. Well, we go join William Jeteligan for send Laura C.
One, we come on the government to request.
They say born to the ground.
We have an invitation, say all concerned companies will take part in this screening. This area, we also Abadi, Longley, Wikisi Road, Abadi Road, up to Juba. So we count with equipment and women so count personnel for handle the climate and the area.
All right, now one go ask you guys very first send this paper before really know they involve the cleaning.
No, that the interesting part that we not to be first side. I think as a lot of from last year, we don't involve in your initiative. We don't be come up for can clean on or any government request. We see and say we want we initiate the idea. So when this don't be the government interest now, say for the annual cleaning and let construction company like we are involved, we find it easy because we don't handle them before. And we become very happy. See what we know do our initiative. So we become government initiative now. We like this one. And we get the knowledge, we get the idea, we get the experience how to go about it. So I make we happy we turn up, we count time.
All right, now for let Pavifort left all the way from Konadugu, taking a Freetown, with their equipment, so plenty of money. So what does this mean for the company?
Well, in the way you work in a country, there is certain responsibility where you for accept. This you begin check too much about the expenditure. What you think is what's your own contribution to the nation? With your own contribution to the nation, you will be very happy. Me chairman, now one of Mr. Ali Mbari.
All right, one for bringing a standard team organization. Don't donate school items to picking them at Lungi. We join Eddie Blah.
Education, that's it, time for seriousness. Free education. Free education. It seems like I get also. This government will not come. They give a free education. For Musa additional. TSS3. Free. What's the what for now? I'm not forget the what for now. Now for also for study no so. We begin them. Like I receive gift today from standard team. That's what we can do now. So don't you see? Hello. That's what I receive. I don't you see? Now people are get to that heart. They see say so from now they are so now parents know they are put down. You don't be so now they are so. When I get no pastor down now they are so. Just because now I got choose for the ASO today. So do you have one guy receive that gift here? Now make sure say now get good use of power.
All right, now so beyond that, quickly, I mean, that's what you want for left with people that will listen to you, we own that.
Well, I want to encourage Fambulem. Udano say, of course, in not submitting annual income tax returns, it's in not paying GST, lay PM, and also the one day way they register for GST, may they ensure say do you way people learning they buy to them, let them issue out the GST invoice. And also without the carry out an entertainment activity, then club, then bar, then restaurant, let they ensure say they come to NRA for get the entertainment slip before they will carry out any entertainment activity. And I will continue to encourage people in the PAY and withholding tax deadline now next week. And I advise people and encourage them that they need for make the payment and submit their returns as and when not the deadline.
All right, thank you very much, Aminata. Of course, in a manager for tax business, I'm making it talk to us. So anyway, we'll get this card now for Miss Lina H. Smart Kama. Lina H or M Smart Kama. We get all you card now where you get. Now one Abbas Kamara and friend them, so you can claim them and tell me exactly the amount of card, the different kind card them. You bring an identification for sure. We say that you get them. This one I wanted to contain left one black bag, plastic bag. Now one container, you know, with some orange slippers, mafele, a tie, whistle, travel. It could be the travel from PZ. Forget FSSC Junction, now one keke. Well, this inside will be on Thursday, 3rd May 2018, around 4:30 something. If you see him for Grand Camp at the Wage Desk, in New England, or you call 077-640-059. Well, before we go, make a bring the common sense. It's a elect plaza sweet saute, the one na the cover. No go sweet like the one na the pot. Well, now with that, we go put the cutting down. Tell Aminata Bansari, plenty thank you for joining me. All the colleagues that we put on for making this program reach you now. Producer na Lucian Ganda. Sote will meet back on Wednesday. Mina Dan Mose.